The mystery is how to tell what the genre of a book is. So join us on a magical mystery tour as we try to solve this mystery once and for all.
Rosamund is right. How to tell a genre of a book is a mystery. Hello there, I'm Nate the Great. I solve mysteries. Almost all the books I have read have some mystery in them.
Mystery and adventure do go hand in hand.
It's my royal duty to solve the problem of my kingdom, whether it's a giant or an ogre that has destroyed a village. But it doesn't matter to me. But having a great adventure that is written in a song or story, solving mysteries doesn't interest me, but righting the wrongs and having a great adventure really helped me fulfill my princely destiny.
I agree completely, Your Highness. It may be a mystery as to why a fair maiden needs rescuing, but oh, what I would give to actually rescue someone. For the adventure, the excitement, and finally the glory.
So you don't look for clues?
Yeah.
You might need clues to find someone who needs rescuing or dastardly creatures to defeat in battle.
But it's the thrill of the battle, overcoming the danger and having a great adventure that really makes my day.
Don't you wonder why there's danger or how the fair maiden got into so much trouble? She needs rescuing.
What difference does that make?
We're not to solve the mysteries of the world, just to right a few wrongs and have the fantastic feeling of winning a well-fought battle.
Alright, ladies, those are getting on my nerve. But to get one thing right, adventure is exhilarating. Don't you wonder why what makes a story an adventure instead of a mystery? Isn't if there's a mystery involved, it's a mystery? Alright, matey, sure it's a mystery looking for Blackbeard's buried treasures because you don't know where that might be, matey. Now I'm off to be our next adventure. I have an idea it might be waiting for me in the treasure room of that prince. And that's not much of a mystery, matey. So if the main part of the book is about solving a mystery and finding answers, it's a mystery. But if it's about having an exciting adventure, it's an adventure.
That's right, Nate the Great.
Who are you?
I'm Miss Mystery, here to help you find the clues and solve the mystery of mysteries and other genres.
It is a mystery to me why that May has to tell on me all the time. Missing Grace has to write her a note and apologize for tying her braid to her apron in art class is not a fun adventure for sure.
You see, Nate, Junie may think she has an adventure or a mystery, but it's not a big part of her story. Her story is about a lifelike little girl who often gets in trouble.
I heard that. I often do get in trouble, but I don't like that. I don't like hearing voices talking about me inside of my head. It is very spooky.
Junie is just doing the things real children do every day. She's not out having an exciting adventure or solving a mystery.
Hey, you voice in my head. I had a great adventure when I went to Hawaii. It was very exciting.
Did you fight an evil villain?
No.
Did you do something dangerous and live to tell the tale?
No.
I, Nate the Great, say that you did not have much of an adventure. I think your kind of adventure is a kind real people have every day.
I don't think I like you very much, actually.
Junie B. Jones and books that tell about someone's life are realistic fiction. They are not they have small adventures and some small mysteries.
That's right. Realistic fiction could happen and doesn't have one big mystery or an exciting adventure that goes on all during the book. See, an adventure and a mystery usually start towards the beginning of a book and are solved or end towards the end of the book. If a book has many adventures like Mary Motto's Riot Brothers, and lots of exciting things happen, but they don't lead up to the end of a great adventure, the book might be realistic fiction. Realistic fiction can be humorous too. To tell for sure if a book is realistic fiction, you need to know if what happens actually could really happen.
So would a soldier going off to war be an adventure or a historical fiction?
It depends. If I get caught behind enemy lines and have an exciting escape, it might be an adventure. If I time travel through the future, it'd have to be fantasy.
Why?
Because time traveling isn't real. It couldn't really happen. At least not yet. But probably I'm in a historical fiction story because my uniform is different from the ones they use now. In historical fiction, the story is told about something in past times. It's realistic too. It could have happened.
My barge, my riches, my ruling Egypt is all historically correct. But if they write a book trying to tell exactly what I said or telling about my personal adventures, the author will have to write a historical fiction. Because they don't know exactly what I saw or felt or said, so it becomes fiction. But because it's about historically accurate times, we call it historical fiction.
And what would make your story a fantasy?
Well, if the story had someone do something magical or had special powers like Spider-Man.
Or people go back in time to meet us, like John Sheshka's time warp chair, oh say I can't see. And when Joe and Fred and Sam show up by the time I'm crossing the Delaware River, if there's time travel, it would be an adventure and but it's definitely fantasy as well.
Yes, time machines are definitely not historical. They're more like the future, so they are fantasy. But General Washington, why isn't your story a biography?
It could be if they're really right about my true life.
Or it can be an autobiography and write about your own life.
Never had time for that, little lady. Anyway, as soon as you put in fictional people and things that never happened, the story becomes historical fiction.
I, Nate the Great, say that the setting is the most important part in historical fiction. True, but speaking of fantasy...
Oh my, what a strange group of characters. Wonder if they're dangerous.
My spaceship is right outside. They'd make awesome specimens to take back to my home planet.
What do y'all think? Should I put a spell on them to make them disappear?
No need. Let's go.
That wasn't very nice of you, scaring them off like that.
No problem. We're finished with them. They're historical fiction characters. Nate the Great is ready to learn more about you fantasy characters anyway.
Do all fantasies have magic in them?
Magic? No way. Why, it's pure scientific nonsense that brought me to Earth.
I don't think it's magic that made me talk. Author's magic, maybe.
More like we need some magic to make you be quiet for 10 seconds. Ha ha ha!
That isn't very nice to say.
But true.
Insulted by a witch? Well, young man, she definitely has magic.
Yes, and so do I. But not all fantasies have magic, you know.
Why, there's a whole series of warrior books by Aaron Hunter about these wretched cat clans. It's pure fantasy.
In my stories, they all start with once upon a time and all end with us living happily ever after.
Yes, but there's more to fantasy than royalty and witches and fairies and talking animals. Fantasy can take you out of the real world and into the world of imagination. Like in Rodolphe BFG or Dan Greenberg's and Bruce Colville's stories about aliens on Earth. Fantasy can be silly or may seem realistic, but imagination is the key to fantasy. Sometimes I can take you to dark places with zombies and ghosts. That kind of fantasy is usually called horror. I love horror stories.
Yes, you would.
But in a real horror story, it has to be absolutely terrifying, chilling you to the bone. Just having a friendly or bothersome ghost doesn't make it horror. Ha ha ha! Am I terrifying enough?
Okay, I get it. Even if there's a mystery in the story with aliens and ghosts, if the mystery isn't the main attraction from beginning to end, it's usually a fantasy or a horror story. Seems like horror stories might have an adventure in them, too.
Oh, we could take you on an adventure, all right. The main thing would be you'd be scared to death during the adventure. Whether it's fantasy, adventure, realistic fiction, or mystery, if you're getting chills down your back and wishing you could sleep in your mom's room instead of your shadowy bedroom, it's horror you're reading. Creepy, sinister, making your heart race, giving you goosebumps. That's horror.
Have you gotten the idea yet?
I think so. Realistic fiction could really be happening now. Adventure and mystery have to be the main focus from beginning to end for it to be an adventure or a mystery. Autobiographies and biographies have to be the main focus from beginning. Tell true stories about someone's life. And horror stories are so frightening, I don't even want to think about those.